Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about Philip Stephen Stallings. And this one's gonna be dark for a change. I'm sorry I'm bombarding you with just dark things, but I feel like they just keep surfacing. And here we are. So, Biblical Flat Earth Society founder is charged with 56 counts of child exploitation. Fundamentalist Christian and self-proclaimed founder of the Biblical Flat Earth Society, Philip Stephen Stallings, was arrested this week and charged with 56 counts of child sexual exploitation. The 40-year-old Durham, North Carolina resident is facing dozens of charges for sexually exploiting minors, for allegedly downloading media that involved minors engaged in sexual situations and sharing this illegal media on social platforms. He was arrested on Wednesday morning at his home by Durham County deputies as a part of a U.S. Department of Homeland Security investigation. This is a lot to take in from Biblical Flat Earth Society, which I barely understand what exactly that means, to 56 counts of child sexual exploitation. Now, what I did do was go on Philip Stallings' website, and he also has a YouTube channel, and we'll get to that in a second. The first thing I'm greeted with is biblical teaching on feminism, transvestites, sodomites, and women in the military. Now, I had a feeling I knew what was gonna happen when I watched this video, and I was actually right. This video is pretty much them condemning everything, and it immediately begins with saying that women being in combat situations in the military is an abomination. So it's pretty easy to gather what his other opinions are, though nonetheless I didn't assume and watch the video. Interestingly, on the website there's also a donate now with PayPal button and a link to his PayPal under his YouTube videos to donate money so he can continue doing this. He also has a book out right now on Amazon that's titled The Biblical Flat Earth Series, The Response Articles. It only has 2 customer reviews and 1 star. So interestingly, this review mentioned the fact that this guy is now being investigated for the 56 counts of sexual abuse, and someone commented saying that they've been tracking this perv's online abuse of women and girls for about 8 years, long before he became a flat earther. So that's something to note. Then it says, it's part of an investigation across the nation right now for possession of child pornography and creation of child pornography, said Durham County Assistant District Attorney Kendra Montgomery Blinn during a short court hearing on Thursday morning. They had information that Mr. Stallings was sharing his materials on a social media platform. Stallings faces 28 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor and 28 counts of third-degree sexual exploitation of a minor after being caught with child pornography. He has also been served with a warrant related to both cyber stalking and financial card theft. Like I said before, he has a donate to PayPal button on his page, which is kind of ironic considering that he now is also related to financial card theft. Then it says, his personal website, on which he refers to himself as a Reformed Christian apologist, theonomist, kinist, and a former seminary student, is largely dedicated to his belief that the earth is flat, which uses the Bible to support his opinion. His website also espouses that there is an Illuminati conspiracy to cover up the truth about the flat earth, which relates to ancient sun-worshipping cults. I'm not going to go into explaining why the earth isn't flat, because I'm pretty sure there's enough information out there to prove that that theory is bullshit. But I'm sorry, but this whole concept of thinking the earth is flat and proving that through the Bible, and the Bible is not a scientific text, I'm just confused as to how you're trying to prove something with the Bible. And this is not me shaming anyone who's religious. Be religious if you want. I don't care. But I'm just saying, if you want to prove something, usually you need to use something that has numerical data or something that is concrete. The Bible doesn't really count as a scientific explanation for something. Also, the mention of ancient sun-worshipping cults doesn't help his argument, because I feel like every new term makes him seem more and more and more removed from the reality we currently live in. But then again, if you're looking at child pornography, I don't generally have that much hope for you at all. Stallings is an ebook author and also has a YouTube channel where he covers topics such as feminism, transvestites, and women in the military. He has been talking to the Durham County Detention Center. On Thursday, the judge raised his secured bond from $341,000 to $500,000. More charges are possible depending on that the ongoing investigation uncovers. That sentence did not make sense. More charges are possible depending on what the ongoing investigation uncovers. If Stallings posts bond, he will be prohibited from any contact with children, as well as from using any computers or smart devices that could allow him access to photos or videos. According to the State Department of Public Safety records, this is not Stallings' first run-in with the law. Between 1996 and 2008, he was convicted of several offenses, including assault of a female, assault of an officer, and credit card fraud. So, to get a fuller picture, I think we should look at parts of his videos. Now, obviously, I'm going to cut the videos because I'm not going to put a whole 15-minute thing of him going off, so just know it is edited, but links will be put down below if you want to see the entire thing. So I'll be using clips from the video titled Biblical Teaching on Feminism, Transvestites, Sodomites, and Women in the Military. So the person talking in this video is not Philip Stallings, but it's on Philip Stallings' channel, and the person talking is called Doug Wilson. Doug James Wilson is a conservative, reformed, and evangelical theologian, pastor at Christ Church in Moscow, Idaho, faculty member at New St. Andrews College, senior fellow at the Trinity Forum, and prolific author and speaker. Now, we're not doing guilt by association. I'm just gonna say that in this video, Stallings does not really disagree with Douglas Wilson, so I'm not gonna assume that he agrees. I think he does, and that's allegedly.
Doug, what's your reaction to Panetta's recent decision to allow women to serve in combat roles?
Well, we shouldn't be surprised. This is the direction that secularist mentality and the egalitarian mentality has been driving for a long time. So anybody who's shocked and surprised is just hasn't been paying attention. The Christians need to respond to the idea of women serving in combat as an abomination. And it's wrong, demented, twisted. And so I believe churches, denominations, churches, fathers, families have an absolute obligation to prevent their daughters from being drafted into the military. And this, you might say this verse doesn't have anything to do with women in combat, but I think it does. It's also in Deuteronomy, we're told that you shall not boil a kid in its mother's milk. And it's lawful to kill the baby goat. It's lawful to put the baby goat in your stew. It's lawful to do, a number of things that don't necessarily have the baby goat's best interest in view. But it's not lawful to boil a kid in its mother's milk. Well, what's up with that? Well, I think God is saying, and I would put this in the same category as you shall not muzzle the ox when it treads out the grain. Mm-hmm. Paul says in Corinthians, is it oxen that God's concerned about? No, there's a broader principle here. And the principle is, you shall not take that which God gave to nurture life and turn it into the instrument of death. So women are created by God to be life givers, nurturers. That's how they're created, that's their function, that's their form, that's their creational identity. God gave them to be life for us. And you shall not take a woman who is given for the nurturing of life and turn her into a death agent. Right. And the other thing I would point out, and this is just something that's going on in popular entertainment, spy movies and action movies and everything. Women as death dealers are in popular entertainment are kinky. Right. There's a kink in the hose there. There's something fundamentally kinky about it. In Scripture, women can deal death. Mm-hmm. Scripture praises Jael, the wife of Heber, for what she did to Sisera. Right. The woman who dropped the portion of the millstone off the tower and took out Abimelech, and you've got people like that. And the seed of the woman is going to destroy the seed of the serpent. So women have a role in the war. Mm-hmm. Right? They have an important role to play, but I think we need to submit ourselves to Scripture when we are discussing what that role is. And I think that there's something fundamentally wrong when you can't tell that women are nurturers and life givers, and you want to put them in the role of death dealers.
So So this whole talk about women being death dealers, I don't even know why they bring up movies, because that's fiction and we know that's fiction. I understand the point he's trying to make, I think, but at the same time, usually using fiction as an example is not a great idea if what you're talking about is reality. And the other thing is claiming that there's something fundamentally wrong about a woman just because she doesn't want to have children or she's not the nurturer is interesting, I guess. I obviously disagree. The main thing that keeps bothering me is that everything is brought back to scripture, which, yes, is not surprising, but at the same time, if we're talking about reality, we can't act like every rule in the Bible works, because there are rules in the Bible that I'm pretty sure they would not be down for. The act of being selective of when to use the Bible as your rule book for everyone and then, you know, disregarding it when it's not convenient to you really bothers me, because it's a way that they use to trap certain people. Like people who are anti-LGBT, sometimes, if they're religious, will use the Bible as a reason for it, but there are plenty of other moments in the Bible. I'm pretty sure there's a point where where women aren't supposed to show they're not supposed to show their legs, or you're not supposed to cut your hair. Like, there's a whole series of things. I went to Catholic school. A lot of it I erased from my memory because it was a horrible time, so I'm sorry if I'm making mistakes, but I definitely remember there are parts of the Bible which conveniently are being pushed aside because they're just not what people want. And this selective nature is really what pisses me off, because it's just like, you can't turn to something when it's convenient and then drop it when it's not and be mad that other people aren't basing their identity on the Bible, in the sense that if someone is trans, if someone's gay, they're not going to throw that out the window because a book that they probably don't believe in says so. That's not me being mad at religion. I just don't like when people use it with ill intent. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get right into the fan art.